Movie review number 1405 is Dr. Seuss's Horton Hears a Who. Dr. Seuss's Horton Hears a Who is a 2008 movie that is directed by Jimmy Hayward and Steve Martino. So this movie is based on the Dr. Seuss children's book of the same name and is from 20th Century Fox and Blue Sky Studios. I saw this movie on August 9th, 2025 at the Plaza Theatre in Miamisburg, Ohio. So this movie is another classic movie from my childhood, as I recall seeing this movie in movie theaters when it came out in 2008. So, this movie has voice actors Jim Carrey and Steve Carell in it. And at the time, I believe anyway, is the third Dr. Seuss book to be adapted into a feature film behind How the Grinch Stole Christmas from 2000 and The Cat and the Hat from 2003. However, unlike those other two films, this movie is completely animated. So, this movie has Horton. He is an elephant who finds a speck of dust floating in the jungle of New York. Upon investigation of the speck, Horton discovers the tiny city of Whoville and its residents, the Whos, which he can hear but cannot see. When Horton finds the speck of dust and realizes that there's a bunch of Whos living in this dust, known as Whoville, he decides to take this speck of dust and go to a safe place where the Who residents can live in peace. However, some of the residents in the area that Horton lives in, especially a mean kangaroo, wants to destroy the speck of dust. So Horton must go to the safe place before anything happens to the speck of dust. But can the Whos reach out to the other residents just as they reach out to Horton? I'll let you guys see the movie for yourselves to figure that out, but this was really good. It was really nice to see a Dr. Seuss animated film, and also see a movie that's based on a Dr. Seuss book that might not be as well known compared to How the Grinch Stole Christmas or The Cat in the Hat, but still, I really enjoyed this movie. So, this movie has Jim Carrey as Horton. Steve Carell voices Mayor Ned Medard. He is the high-strung yet good-hearted mayor of Whoville, who has 96 daughters and one son, and a wife named Sally. That's a lot of kids. Carol Burnett portrays a sour kangaroo. She is an egomaniacal kangaroo who mistrusts and sees Horton's inquisitive nature as a threat to her regal authority. Let's just say that she plays the antagonist in this movie. Will Arnett portrays Father Karakov, who is a scary, savage, ravenous, and murderous yet goofy, eccentric, and idiotic vulture, who is hired by the Soul Kangaroo to steal Horton's clover. Seth Rogen voices Morton. He is a mouse and Horton's best friend in the jungle of New York. Dane Folkerwell portrays the chairman Farnford, the chairman of the Whoville government and the Reed Whoville councilman, who is mistrustful of Ned. Ira Fisher portrays Dr. Mary Rue Rule, who is a professor, scientist, and inventor of Who You. Jonah Hill portrays Tommy. He is a bear cub and one of Horton's students. Amy Poehler portrays Sally O'Malley McDowell, who is Ned's wife. Jimmy Presley portrays Mrs. Crowdigan, who is Jessica's blue-headed mother. Jesse McCartney portrays Jojo McDowell. He is Ned's and Sally's quiet oldest son. Josh Friddle portrays Rudy Kangaroo, who is a sour kangaroo's docile young son. He was definitely more kind. He definitely shows more kindness than his mother. Niecy Nash portrays Miss Yelp, who is Ned's secretary. Laura Ortiz portrays Jessica Clarendon, who is a red-headed Peruski, who is one of Horton's students. Colleen O'Shaughnessy portrays Angela, who is a female criminal stealer and one of Horton's students. I did not realize. Colleen O'Shaughnessy voices Tails in several of Sonic the Hedgehog games and one of in the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and 3 movies. Joey Keane portrays Katie, who is a cute and eccentric yet odd yet calf and one of Horton's students. Bill Farmer portrays Willie, who is Tommy's father. Marshall Elfon and Tim Nordquist portrays Nits and Nuts Wigglesam, another Wigglesams. Heather Gordon Host portrays a Who girl. Serena Gomez portrays Hilda McDowell, who is one of Ned and Sally's 96 daughters. Charles Osgood portrays the narrator, and Rory Newman portrays Grandma's mom, who is Angela's mother. So, this was a really good movie. And like I said, this movie was the first Dr. Seuss film to be completely animated. So after the box office failure of the Cat in the Hat movie from 2003, it was requested by Dr. Seuss's wife to have future Dr. Seuss movies be completely animated. And that was the case for Horton Hears a Who from 2008, The Wool Rats from 2012, another Grinch adaptation from 2018, and the upcoming Cat in the Hat movie from 2026. And it seems to me that the animated films are getting more positive responses, especially with this film. But yeah, this was a really good movie, and it was really nice to see another movie from Blue Sky Studios in movie theaters again. I do remember when I first saw this movie that they had a teaser for Ice Age 3. Of course, that didn't happen this time around, but I do remember that part, especially since Ice Age 3 came out a year after Dr. Seuss's Horton Hears a Who, so it made sense. But yeah, this was a really good movie. I definitely recommend it. So that's my movie review of Dr. Seuss's Horton Hears a Who. Please stay tuned for the next movie review. Alright, goodbye.